So this big lying bastard, Boogie, on screen right now, this man has had one eventful week. And I always say it with all the locales, and I may sound like a broken record, but it increasingly gets crazier and crazier every time you look at what the guy's doing. So the other night he's on stream, and then out of nowhere he just starts having these big Francis-esque spurg outs that like they seem so forced. They really do. But at some points he gets so crazy, screams so loud that I think, man, like I don't even know if his heart can handle that. So maybe it is something that he's doing like without any like provocation. I don't know. I don't really know. All I know is this. Boogie lost his mind on the locale live stream last night, and it's up to you people in chat's interpretation to decide whether this is like genuine or not. But we're going to toss that out the window right now. We're going to treat this like this is real, because the context behind this is that Boogie was having some really bad thoughts. He was thinking of ending it all, and Keemstar said he wasn't going to have him on the show because of this, and then decided to have him on the show because fuck it, it's funny. And then he had Boogie here, and Boogie, he lost his mind. But again, there's so many little things in the way he talks and the way he freaks out that makes me think he's still just doing all this shit for show and for attention. And today I got brother Kiwi here to talk about it, and I got to ask you, what's your whole take on this situation?
My take on all this is I think Boogie is taking the advice that Wings is giving him. Lean into it, really sell it. Now he's this is what he's going to do. He knows that he can't get any other sort of support or, I guess, attention online any other way. So now he's going to play into it and fully lean into like lolcow streams, stuff like that. I think he realizes that, but at the same time, I also think he's probably at a pretty unstable point in his life. He can't take criticism very well in the first place. This is more criticism than he's ever had. So I'm kind of half and half. I think that there's a part of him that's definitely hamming this up for the camera and sees this as the only way his quote-unquote career could move forward, but is also just afraid and a piece of garbage, really just one of the worst people of this year online, in a year where people have been awful online, it seems like. And Boogie's up there, because faking cancer is no joke, and using cancer as an excuse to the degree that Boogie has is, I mean, doing it in the first place is a horrid thing, but he's used his cancer as an excuse for many things, and it's proven that he basically never had it.
You're exactly right. It's the cancer that made this so messed up, because the fact that he lied about that to get more money, to get more sympathy, to get more possible clicks, because he made videos saying like, I have cancer. And I'm sorry, if you're somebody who follows like a content creator or even knows who they are, and they randomly come into your feed one day with a video saying I have cancer, you're probably going to click on it.
Absolutely.
And then we get to the point where that coin, that crypto coin he was shilling, the fatty coin, that shit, that was specifically right to help him. Yeah, to help him pay for his cancer research and all that. And now, again, I think you're completely right, because he's leaning into what Wings is saying, and that whole idea that he wanted to have of him being the Mr. Rogers of YouTube is gone and dead. So the next best thing is basically being a fat Cyrax.
Exactly. This is his only option, and he's going to do whatever he can to continue to make money, because I don't see Boogie as a person who could last at a real job. I think he could attempt it, but I don't think he could last. He's so far removed from what the common person has to go through working 40 hours,
Yeah. He says later in this stream right here, and I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, but I also think we're not going to get to this point because it's like an hour ahead of the stream. Yeah. But he says, they ask him, how do you mow your lawn and stuff? Well, I have a guy that does it. I have a guy that lives with me that's like a handyman and keeps up all this stuff. Well, how would you get this stuff done without him? Well, I'd have friends that can do it, or I'd pay someone to do it. And then he brings up wanting to have a house with horses and stuff with his 20-year-old girlfriend. And they ask him, how would you be able to take care of it? Well, she would really take care of it. She grew up around horses. So what would you do when she's out there like shoveling shit and all this stuff? Well, I'd probably be in the house playing Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is such a fucking bum. He can't even like do standard stuff around his house. And granted, I know the horses is kind of extreme, but he's the one that brought it up, not me.
I'd love to see Boogie out there when they're trying to clip horse nails. I've done it a couple times. I'd love to see him and his chick try to attempt that. Somebody's getting kicked in the head. Absolutely, without a out, bro. There's no way that those two could maintain animals as big and as rowdy as horses. Those things would be biting people and shit, bro. He can't fit on no fucking horse.
Yeah, he need one of them giant, like the biggest horse you've ever seen.
Mules.
You ever seen, like, I don't know if you ever played Breath of the Wild Zelda game, but like there's some giant horses in that game. He'd need one of them. Like the
yeah,
I don't know what they're called, but all I know is what I was gonna bring up was that there's a dude up the street from my house, right? He's like 60 something years old, and he's always out every day mowing his lawn, cutting his hedges, like always doing yard work to try to make his house look as like nice as possible. Because the dude clearly takes pride in that, right?
He'll probably live another 40 years.
And like the dude's, and guess what? The dude's not like, he's not like a bodybuilder. He's just a short little fat dude, and he gets his shit done. And guess what, Boogie? That's a dude who's like 15 years older than you, and you can't even get out of your chair, man. And that's the problem. That's the shit he wants to get sympathy for, because he knows he can't go online and go, guys, I'm too out of shape, and I've done this for so long that I can never build my body back, so please feel sympathy for me. He knows people would rip into him and ridicule him for that.
That's why the cancer
but what
was
he
so
can
perfect.
say, yes, what he can say is that, because no one can come at you for that.
Exactly, because you could be like, oh, well, why would I want to work out or improve my life? I'm gonna fucking Minecraft anyways.
He always uses that as an excuse. Oh, dude,
why has anybody done anything
anyway and all? Yeah,
you know, that's somebody just needs to hit him with that. Why has anybody done anything? You know, we've all fucking known that we're gonna die since we could comprehend what it was, and he's
what
like,
human life is. Yeah.
And it's such an awful thing for someone who's in a relationship to say, you know, it's like, oh, well, what are they? And that's where, you know, I say relationship. It's such a weird thing they have going.
I think in his case, it's fine to say, because you know that she's just waiting for him to croak to get whatever. Well, maybe because he doesn't have that much money left.
Because why would you want to be in a relationship with someone who's like, yeah, I'm just going to die in like 2 months in Minecraft, and yeah, that's it. It's like, why else would they want to be around? Like, you're in there for a future kind of plan.
I think she got sold a false bill of goods, because in her mind, it was like one of these girls who he'll hook up with like Hugh Hefner or something, waiting for him to check so they can get that money. And then you see like Boogie, who has 1 million subs. You good?
Sorry.
But no, but it's just that, yeah, people, like, she probably thought she was going to hook up with Boogie, and then whenever, like, the time came, she was going to luck into a bunch of money. And now, it's like he's on here basically begging and pleading for, what, $10K for his bills that aren't even, like, real medical bills? So...
yeah. That's the thing. It's like, oh, you're completely right. Maybe she was like, oh, man, he's got money. He's got a house. He has all these collectibles worth so much. Like, I'm only 20 and I'm never
wow, look at his magic collection.
Yeah. Wow. This guy, he's only got 2 months and I'm never going to have to work a day in my life. Meanwhile, he's just completely sabotaged his active income and has to sell all these collectibles. And it's like, she's on a sinking ship thinking that it's sailing to goddamn Candy Island, bro.
And now I think there's no better time to just show you all this, because last night Boogie again was told, you're not coming on this show, Boogie. And then 30 minutes later, he got his ass right on that show. Like, it was kind of like he was waiting for his cue. And then the camera turns on, and it only takes a minute or two for Boogie to really start going off the handles.
As soon as I told you weren't coming on the show, and then you stopped acting crazy. You were normal then.
I don't remember anything. I remember you telling me I had to go take a shower. So I remember taking a shower with my.
He looks like he's been taking too much quintiapine.
That was the last hell, and all I'm doing is playing video.
He said he took a shower with his pants on.
I don't know about you, but I'm seeing so many correlations to the White Bowser and Boogie currently. The freakouts.
Oh my god!
I don't care. I'm numb to it all. I don't care anymore. You do it. Do what you want. I'm guilty. It's so.
Dude, I talked about it on Twitter yesterday. I'll give you another one right now. He's the co-host on a show. He then gets kicked off the show. The next week, he gets brought back as a guest for the show. Like, there's a lot of similarities between Boogie and White Bowser right now. Right. And honestly, Boogie just looks like White Bowser in 30 years.
If you played this the right way...
I'm not interested in playing it at all. I'm not interested in playing anything. I'm interested in just being done.
All right, what do you want to do? What do you want to do, Boogie? Do you want to live in your car? You want your girlfriend to leave you because she can't feed her pink drinks? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? You want Chad to have to find him his own apartment because you're going to lose the house?
That's fine.
I mean, if it's all fine, like you sound like a 3-year-old. Oh no, I guess who can get my way?
I cannot have Destiny and Charlie in here telling me that I'm lying about the abuse that I had when I was a child. I can't do it. I can't.
If you're not lying about it, then why does it matter?
Because I don't want to revisit it. It was tough enough the first time. It was tough enough.
You can't be that way, but you just revisited it just like a month ago on the podcast with your brother, and you were perfectly happy and laughing.
Pretty different when it's my brother coming in and talking to me about it and having fun with it. It's a little different. It's a little different when it's Destiny coming in saying, "You're a liar. Prove that your dad made you jerk him off. Prove it. Prove something that happened in 1983. Prove it. Prove it. If you don't prove it, it can't happen. If you can't prove it, it didn't happen. I can't do that. I can't prove something that happened in 1983. I didn't have a fucking cell phone in my pocket."
Okay, but you told me privately the reason why some of the stories, and I'm not going to leak anything, don't worry, but you told me why some of the stories are inconsistent and they don't match up.
Yes.
Why don't you just tell the audience?
I don't want to destroy a human life. Because I don't want to destroy someone's fucking life. Because I don't want to destroy somebody's life. Because I don't want to destroy somebody's life. Because I don't want to destroy somebody's life.
Okay.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You just sat here.
I'll destroy mine all day. I'll destroy mine all day. And my dad is dead. And my mom is dead. I'll talk about those pieces of shit till they're rot.
Yeah, but Chad and Desi aren't dead.
Alive. I will not. We've talked about it. We made an agreement, and I'm not going to do that for internet clout. I'm not going to do that so the Keemstar can jerk off to it. No, thank you. We're not here for the fucking audience to get off on.
Understand that you talk loud.
Life, goddamn internet cloud. This is not a topic I will cover for internet cloud.
Nobody's talking about that copper. Here's what I'm trying to talk to you about, Mr. Talk Loud. Yeah, but you're destroying people's lives regardless. You're going against the thing. Don't get off that fucking soapbox.
Boogie, stop.
Boogie,
stop. The screaming and yelling isn't helping you, and it isn't.
I'll whisper it.
Listen to me. This is what he does. This was the conversation last night.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Let me do my goddamn job.
That was his caretaker.
I'll tell you when the time comes.
Yeah, he's got a backup plan that where if we bring up the abuse, they're going to cut the power to his computer.
Yes.
Yeah, he keeps saying he doesn't want to destroy human life. I don't know what type of mindset Boogie's in here. As you brought up before, he's on some medication and all. He obviously can't be there fully. But again, it's so over the top, bro. It makes it really hard to think like because we've seen the Francis videos from back in the day. We know this is how he would act. He'd be flipping tables and shit like that, just to kind of hype it up for the camera. And this seems like it's no different. Pointing to the guy off screen and telling him not to shut it down, that's something that's going to become very important later on when the stream abruptly ends that way. Now that takes place in a few hours from now, but the way he looks off screen to kind of let them know, hey, it's time, is just more reasons that makes me think this is something Boogie had planned.
I begged you, Dan. I begged you.
You crushed it. You did very good tonight.
I fucking begged you.
You did. What's going on over there? Crushed it. You did very good tonight.
I fucking begged you.
You did very good tonight.
I fucking begged you.
He doesn't want to bring up the abuse he went through as a kid, which that I understand completely. And the craziest thing about it is nobody brings up this abuse. Like nobody brings it up, but Boogie keeps bringing it up. It's like Boogie is just like asking them, hey, let's talk about this. But no, I don't want to talk about this, which again is completely understandable if you don't, but stop bringing it up, man, because nobody else is.
Yeah. It's just so he can yell at Keem at the end to be like, I told you I didn't want to talk about this, Daniel.
Yes,
you betrayed
exactly,
me.
bro.
That's all a victim. It's all just to make him look like a victim yet again. And that's, if it wasn't, he would still be using the cancer as that. That's the thing is like,
Yeah.
okay, the cancer's out, so now this has to be the big pity subject for Boogie. And I'm not trying to say that, I'm not trying to invalidate what he's gone through if it is true, but it's like he always has to have something that people pity him for. Always.
He's been doing this for so long. He's been doing this for so long, and it's, you know, what made me realize something, Kiwi. What if, like, I have a crazy theory, crazy conspiracy theory here. What if this is all to just try to get people to stop going at Wings? What if Wings just called him one night and was like, "Please, Boogie, I need you to do like the worst thing imaginable, man. I need you to get the heat off me for a little while." And Boogie's calling him every night, like, Jordy, you're not making it easy, man. Page 5. Like, now I have to go on stream with a knife. Like, come on, Jordy.
Yeah.
Like, so what if this is
Jordy,
all
I've been trying so hard this past year to take all the heat off you, and you've just been making it so hard.
Then can you calm down so they don't have to turn the camera off? How about that? Let's drink the water. Let's calm down. Let's not yell and scream.
You're on a lot of medicine, Boogie. Is any of those medicines an SSRI?
Go yourself. I will divulge no more medical information to any of you mother.
Because you need to be on an SSRI.
Bro,
because like
just
you
stop.
should not have this emotion.
Wings, stop. Just stop. We got to handle this with kid gloves. Wings, you're playing bad cop a little too hard. Boogie, why don't you just take the mic and say what you want to say about this whole
Was he doing
situation?
that?
God, I'm so happy. I hate this. I hate it. I hate this show. I hate breathing air.
Boogie, listen, I need you to like actually calm down. No more yelling. All right? We get how you're feeling. You've described it very.
Then stop asking me.
I'm not asking you how you're feeling. I asked you, what I said is you have the mic. Why don't you say what you want to say about the situation?
I want to die. That's what I say over and over and over again. I hate being alive. I hate being alive. I hate breathing. I hate being alive. I'm in tremendous pain. Help me. I'm in so much pain.
There's positive things. What Wings tried to tell you earlier is that there's positive things. It's not all negative.
One of the positive things is I have to sit here and talk about my molestation.
Nobody's talked about that.
I don't want that.
This is the thing is I pointed this out. I'm like, he just brings it up unprovoked all the time.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. That's something you can't be doing, because like they're trying to tell him like, oh, there's positives in this. Really, there's no positives. The only one they can bring up is that his name's never been like searched more than it is right now. But also, it's like that's so funny to me because Keemstar's big punishment for Boogie is you can't make videos. And if they're trying to convince him there's like a silver lining here, it's that hey, so many people are looking for your name. Well, he's not gaining anything out of that because you told him he can't make videos.
Says that.
But again,
well, I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to make videos. Keem told me I can't.
Maybe he's like, is he possibly working off of this mindset? Like, hey, I've never had a job in my life, and he wants like a boss, and this is what he thinks a boss is? I
think so. I think that it's portrayed more like they all have equal partnership, but it's very clear who holds the reins. And who controls the shit, you know, like. And
clearly
Wings, he brought that up. Wings brought it up. He's like, oh, what's going on with them shares there, Keem? And Keem's just like, oh, don't worry about it, basically.
Why does you
Because now the show's successful. Now the show's successful. Now the show is actually, you know, something that he's like, all right, you know, I could attach my name more to this. A couple weeks ago, oh, I'll be stepping off the show, guys. I'll be taking a more behind the scenes. No, now that there's 20,000 people here all the time, old Danny wants to be on camera. Beautiful hat he has, might I add. He's got an extensive and very fine collection of them.
It's very, how do I put it? It's very, it's not just disingenuous for Boogie, but we keep bringing it up. Why do you want to bring that up, bro? Like, that's something so traumatic that went on in your life. Like, none of these guys are bringing that up. It's so clear that he's the one doing this for pity. Like, nobody would ever make fun of that shit. Like, none of these guys on the show. I mean, I don't know about these guys on the show, but like, nobody's looking to make fun of you. No one's looking to rip on you for that. But still, dude, like, what are you doing?
Oh man, Mudahar and Mr. Medicare ripped into him the other night, man. It was a beautiful thing. Which that's the thing. You cannot blame people for questioning you on every aspect of your life when you've lied this much. Open yourself up to even criticism from something that you might thought was a unassailable position. You know, you may think, oh, well, cancer, they can't get on to me for having cancer. Well, you didn't have cancer. Oh, well, being abused, they can't get on to me for being abused. They want to know if that's true or not. They're questioning if that's true or not because you've already...
And they have the right to, yeah.
Yes, they have the right to, and I feel like this is one of those situations they do have the right to question. Everybody has the right to question you on everything moving forward for
Boy
the
who
rest
cried
of your
wolf,
life.
bro. The boogie who
Yes.
cried wolf.
Yes, now if he does get cancer, everybody's going to be like, oh, well, that's karmic justice. We don't feel bad that Boogie has cancer. He said he did previously. So now we don't care, you know, it's like, oh, fuck him. He's not going to ever, if he does ever have a medical issue, he's not going to be able to reach out to his audience for help.
Absolutely not.
Never. He has screwed himself in so many different ways. It's insane. It's crazy.
Got something I had asked that has nothing to do with that kind of conversation. You said earlier, and I asked you this earlier, that you were in pain and you live your life in pain. And I asked you,
That's a great
what
question.
is making you feel so down and depressed and in pain? And
I
you didn't have an
fucking
answer.
hate myself every
Why?
second. Because I'm a piece of shit. Have you not read the fucking internet?
Then take action. Like, if you hate something, you're going to take action against it. A lot of people are like, oh, I hate this and I hate that. I'm like, hate's a strong word. Do you really? Because you don't take action against it. Boogie says he hates himself. He's like, oh, well, I hate. But, you know, honestly, I think about that. I guess every human being is guilty of that, right? Saying that they hate something while also just abiding by it. Yeah.
That's a good point.
I'll
That's a
admit,
really
I'll
good
admit
point,
I'm
bro.
wrong there.
But
But
no,
for
I don't think
Boogie-
you're wrong at all. I think that everybody does it. You're not
Mhm.
wrong at all though, because Boogie's never taken action on anything in his fucking
No.
life. Not
No.
one thing, bro. He never he realized I can sit behind this camera and just sit on my ass doing videos and then stop when I feel a little bit tired and get back to playing my video games. He's not that. Other than that, that's it. Like that, he doesn't do
Mhm.
anything else.
No.
And like now, especially to try to make his life better, he's not even willing to do that.
In nature, there is I'm sure you've heard of them, the trails. Animals leave trails. They always follow the path of
Yeah.
least resistance, so eventually, you know, they always end up fucking funneling to the same place. Boogie is like just a being who refuses to make his own new trail. You know, if it's going to deviate and be difficult, if I had to push through a couple thorns, I see berries right over there. You know, I'm hungry. I'm some kind of woodland critter. I see berries, but there's thorns there. I'm not pushing through. Screw that. You know, I'm not. He just keeps following the same habits, the same patterns, and just going with the flow, but somehow disturbing it. I don't understand. I don't know how to put this.
I think I'm the same way as you. This is an entirely
Yeah.
confusing topic. And it's
It
so
is.
crazy because it's only gonna, we brought it up at the beginning, it's only gonna get worse. Like, we could show you more of this stream, but it's gonna be more of the same here. It eventually gets to the point where Mudahar jumps on and Mr. Medicare jumps on, and they talk about selling Boogie's play button or what Boogie can do to get it back. And of course, when that becomes like a thing, he's so much more ready to talk and all, because yeah, now it's something that like he really wants that fucking play button back. He doesn't give a shit about atoning for his wrongs. He just wants to have all his nice things back, and it's all about like material shit to him. He bitches about having to sell his magic collection, you know, and he blames the internet probably for all this. He blames people like Keemstar, who Keemstar keeps bringing you back, and you keep coming back. That's on you.
For the cancer, it's like, even I'm sorry, but Boogie, even if you did, you have like arcade machines and plastic collectibles and all this stupid stuff that you spent money on already. Like, I'm sorry, but if it's me and I'm your fan and I feel bad that you have this, like, you already have all this other crap, right? Oh, well, guys, I'm so fucking, like, all this stuff that you've claimed that you've been pawning for, like, how long has he been pawning things? It's like, oh, I've had to sell this to make ends meet. I've had to sell that to make ends meet. What haven't you sold already, and what have you lied about previously selling? That's what we need to get an accounting of, guys.
It's so... He brings that up. Kiwi, that, like, oh, I'm trying to sell my arcade machines. I've already been selling some of my cards and stuff like that.
I thought you sold your cards during the Mike Klum doc.
Yeah, that's a good point too. But it's like, if this was such a bad thing going on in your life, right? If you were genuine about wanting to save your life, I know it would suck, right? But I know other people in my life who've gone through shit where they needed to make ends meet to try to get money for things that were really important to them. And I think saving your own life is a pretty fucking important thing. So I wouldn't be constantly bringing this shit up like he is. Like last night, right? He talks about how little money he has and all that stuff. And then just to prove a point, dropped $3,000 donating it to St. Jude's. And that's a great thing to do.
Was nothing.
Donating money to charity is always, yes. And donating money to charity is never a bad thing. But to sit here and cry about your money problems and to say that's why you did that crypto coin that lost people so much money, it's such bullshit.
You're sitting there complaining about money issues when you have more in your fucking bank account than a lot of hardworking people. A lot. Not a lot of people have that kind of money to scrape together. So for you to sit there and be like, I have money issues, but then, oh, well, I've donated there's no way in hell 3,000 was his last penny. He refused to show his bank statements because he didn't want people to see how much he had in there. He has more than what he lets off to. He's been fake selling shit, and it's all been a goddamn massive scam. I'm telling you, Boogie has more than the 3,000 in the bank. I am almost 100% sure. There's no way he'd give all his money to that. He'd be a wreck.
It's something that, especially when he has a house, he has a girl, he has like stuff to pay for. I'm pretty sure in here though he said that another dude helps him pay his mortgage. The same guy who just works all around the house and does the stuff that Boogie's too fucking lazy to do. It's always about money with this guy. That's why he's still here. That's why he gets on stream every night and freaks the fuck out, because he's trying to make a paycheck. Now they say they're not paying him from LolCow Live anymore. I don't know. I don't even know if that's true or not. I just can't imagine this bastard doing anything if it's not for $1. Most of this video has been speculation, just trying to figure out if this is real or not, what the fuck's going on here. And that's really the point of today's video, because this Boogie shit is just so confusing. It's always taken a new turn. And I'll give Keemstar that. He's doing a great job with the Boogie content here, because one night he's showing up with a knife, one night he's screaming his head off. Like, what's next? I feel like they said Boogie's going to get a tattoo of himself. If he does that, I guarantee you it's not going to be a permanent one.
This went from Keemstar's most boring podcast he had created to the most entertaining podcast he had created, and I'll stand on that. Hats off. I'll give credit where it's due. I think people know my feelings towards the situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely, but it's become entertaining. Just having Boogie on there, on there has made it like you kind of can't look away, because what's this crazy bastard going to do next? You just see the next story of Boogie, and when he's gone, Wingo, it's time for you to start freaking out like this. I feel like that's what I'm dying for. Wings' streams getting in the chat. Come the fuck on, man. I'm not trying to deal with this right now. Like, those are the days I long for. But for right now, we got Boogie being a piece of shit. And of course, we'll have to see where the story goes next. If you guys want updates on this, you can come by our show that happens every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time over on Kiwi's channel. It's called Too High for Stupid, and we'd love to have you there. Kiwi's channel link will also be down the link in the description below. And man, we got a lot of good videos coming out for y'all in the next few weeks. Kiwi, you want to let them know what you got coming out?
Yeah, we got that Best of World of t-shirts. I'm very excited for that. I don't know. This will probably come out.
Should be a good one.
It's going to be awesome.
It should, yes.
I can't wait for it. But I'm very excited. I hope to see you guys at the shows. And thank you for having me on today, Smokey. As always.
Hell yeah, man. Anytime. It's awesome to have you back on the channel. Yeah, I don't even know what we're in store for here, but
oh man,
only time will tell.
Nothing good.
So everybody, I will be out of here, and fuck, we're sorry.
Sorry.
Fuck.